welcome to DarkMatch. This is the WWE review for the week of April 28th, 2012, and the match striker of DarkMatch, Mega Fighter Free. And with me,
I'm DarkMatch's Mastodon of the Monotone. Christopher says, hey, I said it in a different order.
I don't have a precursor to this, so ATC. Out.
He's Allie. And I am your Fox friend Backlash, and once again, it's time for What is Iron Sheik tweeting now? Intelligent, more than the Mexican birthday for the Alex Sarti. He drink my beer, I fuck his ass, but respect him anyway.
For the who?
It's this guy, Alex Sarti. I don't know who he is.
Okay.
Double Intelligent.
Yeah, he doesn't have a Twitter bio, so I can't tell you who he is.
Was that more than 140 characters?
I don't
Maybe
feel like
starting
counting.
to use Twit longer. I wouldn't put it past Sheik to get into that 2 years after it's established. And yeah, we have Raw with our new opening crawl featuring Brock Lesnar's rape face.
Ugh.
It's one of those things where it looks like he kind of has like a face like soon, but it also looks like he's about to rape you. We go through our Nickelback, all our different superstars of WWE Raw, and in the ring is Teddy Long. And I remember first seeing this, and wow, if John Laurinaitis wanted to humiliate Teddy Long, then giving him a ring announcing and emceeing position is kind of a little bit of a dubious way to do that.
He's making him say stuff that he doesn't want to, though.
No, yeah, we'll quickly find out. As they say, it's the contract signing up first, which that pretty unprecedented. I would figure it's the last thing they do. So, as you'd expect, it's not what it seems. Teddy Long calls out John Cena, and it's Cena's birthday today. I don't think anyone made mention of that.
There were signs in the crowd, but nobody on the show said anything.
Well,
except that post scene of everyone saying happy birthday, including Kali.
Yeah. Well, Cena comes out. He pretty solemnly. He has quite a deadpan, serious look on his face. You might almost say he's scared. He just comes in the ring, doesn't do any of his fan stuff, and after that, Teddy Long gives Brock Lesnar a very long introduction, listing all of his accomplishments, including the UFC title once again.
And instead, we get Johnny Ace, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And he comes out and says, Teddy, what are you doing? You know Brock Lesnar's not here yet. Why are you doing this now? And Teddy's like, well, you told me to. I didn't tell you nothing.
You fucking moron.
I fucking love this.
This
is hilarious.
Give me some candy.
Brock's not here. Tell Cena to leave the ring. Promptly
Cena,
does.
leave the ring.
Yeah, but before we could end this 5-6 minute very pointless segment, the words "You think you know me" ring out in the arena, and a familiar face, now a Hall of Famer, comes out. It's Edge.
Yep.
He has some kind of bone to pick with John Cena. He really wants to talk to him, and basically he doesn't recognize the guy in the green gear standing in the middle of the ring.
Well, apparently the reason Edge was there was because he's currently in contract renegotiations with WWE. Apparently they were trying to lowball him for a Legends contract, and he even makes reference to this, like saying, like, "Hey, in a few days I might not even work here anymore."
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, he says that pretty sternly. But yeah. He doesn't recognize this Cena. He'd rather talk to the guy who was his greatest rival at one point, the guy who pretty much made him pass out from applying the STF too much. Essentially, he says that Cena can't lose. He just can't throw his hands up like he's doing now. He has to be the same Cena that he's always been, like excited to be there, very tough, very open to any challenge. And he buries Lesnar, says what pretty much everyone has been saying about him, that he's not in it for the wrestling. He's definitely not in it for the fans unless they line his pockets. And basically, he's arguing what Cena was arguing about The Rock before he lost to him.
I also
Yeah,
like
probably.
how they're finally kind of acknowledging that, like, hey, WrestleMania 20, this guy kind of disrespected the entire business.
Oh yeah, I mean they're at least giving him that position as a heel, but like at the end of Raw, like I was kind of questioning the way they're going with it. But all in all, Edge tells Cena that he's a disgrace to the HBKs, the Takers, and most of all him. Cena says nothing and just walks out of the ring. But now, what do you guys think of this?
Well, it's always great to see Edge.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
fun.
And
It was
I
good
haven't
to
heard
see
any
him.
news about these contract renegotiations, but I really hope they came to an agreement.
Here's
Yeah,
hoping.
me too. I'd like to see him maybe commentate. Who the hell knows?
To be honest, what I
work a managerial role.
do is, like, a few months down the line from now, make him commissioner. Because that seems like a logical way to go with this whole John Laurinaitis thing that they're doing. Like, Laurinaitis is running amok for several months, and Triple H finally says, I'm gonna appoint a new commissioner to keep you in line from now on.
All right. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't. If he ever becomes commissioner, I would not mind seeing another cameo appearance of Mick Foley, so they could do a weird reversal backstage segment. But like in terms of the way like he was talking to Cena, like I don't get I don't get this Cena. Like he seemed quite gung ho about the idea of fighting Brock Lesnar a couple of weeks ago. So like I don't get where this sort of broken spirit is coming from, and I don't get why he needs Edge to talk to him.
Well,
Did you see it? Did you see his face on the intro? He did something to Cena.
Yeah, maybe he had to have his balls surgically removed. You never know.
now they seem to, like, change this angle on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, well, I don't. I feel like this was the only reversal.
Because I mean, like the first week they do it, John Cena's trying to be all respectful to Brock. Then the second week he wants to kick his ass. Then now he's scared of him.
Yeah.
It's like Cena has schizophrenia or something.
Well, either
5
that,
stages of grief. I don't know.
or they're just gonna work it in the way he's just holding himself back so he could just completely unload on him on Sunday. But moving on, here comes Jericho. Always fun, and he's in a match with Kofi Kingston, quite a good one too.
Oh God, yes.
Like this is definitely kind of this. Jericho could work with like anyone who you might have doubts about. You might think is a spot monkey. You might think has no personality, and gets a good match out of him. Basically, but then again, it's also what you'd expect. Kofi, like, does very fiery offense, and Jericho does very methodical, slow heel type stuff. Picks his spots. Like hits him with like this huge lariat. If nothing else, though, the highlight of the match was after Kofi did his signature moves. He does the SOS. He does the boom drop. He attempts the Trouble in Paradise, but Jericho catches his leg, is about to reverse it on the walls. Kofi instead gets out, springs up to the top rope, is about to do, I guess, a diving clothesline, and Jericho code breaks the hell out of him.
Yeah, very good mid-air code breaker.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's studying Kofi on the mat for about 15 seconds, and then puts him in a lion tamer. And yeah, you really believe that Kofi would be in immense pain.
Oh yeah.
I love it when he does that hold, or that version of the hold.
Yeah.
And Jericho wins. Nice way to sort of have him be on top before his match with Punk.
Well, this won't be the end of their interactions. In fact, after the match,
Nope.
Jericho cuts a promo saying that that his performance tonight is proof that at Extreme Rules he's going to leave as the WWE champion, and he makes more jabs at Punk's family, which is really just getting annoying at this point.
Yeah, has a lot of fun with the word extreme. Extremely alcoholic father, extremely
what you did
drug
there.
addicted sister, extremely immoral mother, and he's going to extremely beat him up.
His
And he says that he got a gift for Punk that is going to help him cope with the loss of the title. We'll
Yeah,
find
I
out
knew
what
it.
that is later.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious, but no problem with it being obvious. Some Lesnar hype footage.
Ah,
He kills Jeff Hardy.
yeah, that's something we noticed. They showed a lot of Lesnar's previous matches from WWE from like 2002, 2003, and they're all of people that are now in TNA.
Yep, indeed they were. Oh yeah, we have a sort of a useless segment with Johnny Ace naming Eve the new executive administrator, which furthering her sort of like her evil gold digging self. I don't think we'll really get much out of this. I hope we do, and I hope it involves Zack Ryder, but nah.
No. Maybe
More Lesnar footage.
Oh God.
He's
They
beating up
love
other
playing that interview, and the interview is horrible.
I'm guessing there was a lot of lisping.
Yep, there was a lot of lisping. Just running down his leg.
Yep. Oh yeah, and the footage is of him destroying Hurricane Helms. Well, actually, he's not in TNA, but he is from North Carolina, so that's funny.
Well, the footage was only like 1 second. This was mostly the interview.
Still notable for being Hurricane Helms.
Yeah, Hurricane getting destroyed, always fun to watch.
Yeah, basically, Punk reveals Jericho's gift, and it's a friggin' liquor basket. A lot of fucking booze in there. Like, why Jericho would pay, I don't know, like, seems like $200 to buy him that. The guy is quite an evil bastard.
Man is deranged if he's going to that lengths to humiliate him. And
So
Punk doesn't even really seem all that bothered, because he just hands the gift basket to Josh Matthews and is like, "Here, Josh, you can have this." But it's notable that he keeps one bottle for himself. And if I'm Josh Matthews, I don't know how to finish that sentence, but
Here, Josh Matthews. Here, Josh Matthews. Drink your problems away.
I would not mind seeing Josh Matthews in a drunk segment. We don't get him, but we got something probably a lot better. Our next match is R-Truth versus Tensai.
Apparently, R-Truth is down to low card jobber status.
Or they're trying to give Lord Tensai a more higher card opponent.
Damn it. And getting into R-Truth, I was discussing before how his really goofy gimmick, it's like, I know it's kind of minstrel-y and it is embarrassing and he won't be taken as seriously as he was as a face, but at least he's actually saying things and at least he's involved in bigger angles, and only the former's true nowadays. I don't know whether I'd rather just hear him name a town and say what's up. You guys?
I enjoy R-Truth, heel or face. I mean,
No, I like R-Truth. I mean, it's one of those guys who has fun with what he's given. And,
oh yeah, definitely.
And with that, you can make something entertaining out of it.
Yeah, especially. I think my favorite moment so far from him was the Elimination Chamber debate.
And before we get into the match, as R-Truth's opponent is entering, we have a very stilted picture-in-picture promo. Watashi wa Lord Tensai desu. Tensai ga Ichiban desu.
I just imagine he's looking at his hand.
Somewhere out there, a weeaboo is weeping himself to sleep.
Yeah, or people like Duos and I who've taken elementary Japanese and can see how very stilted and very awkward that sounded. Their words there and the sentence structure is all right, but man, definitely doesn't sound like
it is the equivalent of talking like this.
It sounded so unnatural.
Yeah.
And as for the match, it's the same thing he's been doing for the past 3 weeks. That's all I've got to say.
Yeah, and this is like pretty much devolved into a Ryback match. Like it was just Truth hits him with like a kick, and then
pretty much the only thing missing is the mid carders backstage laughing at him, which would honestly be more appropriate for Lord Tensai than it would be for.
Yeah, it's like, and when we get to SmackDown, I actually have something to say about Darren Young and Titus O'Neil and Tensai, if I remember it. But either way, Tensai hits him with a forearm, hits the A-bomb, hits the Mist Claw, and he wins, of course. And we see Kane walking backstage. He has his welder's mask on. He's getting ready to cut a promo.
Because that's what Kane needs to do in this day and age.
Yeah, it's like, wasn't the argument that he made in interviews that, like, I get to emote and I get to do more with the mask off and more with my facial language and stuff. So that would mean that when he has the mask on, it's more about his presence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember how fun it was when he came in with that new mask and how creepy it was, and then he for 1 week.
Yeah, then they're like, oh, he's going to talk now.
Yeah, basically.
And he's going to make out with Lillian Garcia.
Oh, yeah. And maybe kill her and make out with her again. I'm sorry. But yeah, Kane's promo is essentially a hype for Extreme Rules. What else would it be? Can't blame them for scheduling that kind of thing. And basically, he knows Randy Orton's one weakness, his father. And I get the idea, like, Kane was trying to sound a bit more gravelly, and I don't know. He's trying to sound unnerving, but like it didn't work. Like we've clearly everyone here has had our fill of Kane, especially on the mic. So much so that they don't even want to say that they did. Oh yeah, this leads to Orton appearing on the Tron, and after Kane was talking about Randy Orton's father, and now Orton appears on the Tron, and it's a close-up of him, and it's as if they're going to pull back to reveal something. I fucking knew they were going to do this. I knew they were going to do this, but I couldn't believe it.
No,
but I didn't believe it.
It took me completely by surprise, mainly because Paul Bearer has not been on TV since 2010.
Yeah.
And in the exact same angle, no less.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, maybe that's why Edge was here. He had to hand off Paul Bearer to Randy.
Yeah, that was a weird sense of continuity they got there. Okay, maybe I wasn't expecting this. Maybe I said, no, they really aren't going to retread. Oh my God, they are. He has Paul Bearer bound and gagged to a wheelchair once again. With I don't even want to get to describing it. He opens a metal door that apparently leads to Silent Hill and puts Paul Bearer in there and closes it.
Didn't that win the Gooker Award in 2010?
No, I don't think it did. I know it was one of the nominees.
TNA as an entity won the Gooker Award in 2010.
Oh. Well, it was nominated though.
Yeah, I think the new Monday Night Wars won the 2010 award. I recall.
And yeah, basically, we cut to Kane in the ring, and he's frowning for a bit. Then he just starts laughing. He doesn't give a shit anymore. He's like, "Oh, that guy's died on me about like 4 different times. What's another one?"
He's figured out he's immortal, so why give a shit?
Yeah. But despite Kane's confidence, Orton comes around to beat him with a very steel pipe. More hype for Extreme Rules. Once again, looking forward to their match. I think it'll be much better than their bout at WrestleMania, which sucks, but I mean, hey, Extreme Rules was better last year.
Yeah. But then we got sad afterwards.
So yeah, Backlash. You want to talk about the shocking return of A-Rai?
Oh yeah, Chris Jericho is backstage, and Alex Riley of all people pulls him aside and says, "Hey, I just saw CM Punk drinking some of that booze you gave him," and he motions him back to the locker room. And sure enough, There's CM Punk, and he's standing at a table with the bottle of whatever kind of booze that was. I don't remember. And he's got a cup, and he's drinking from it while he's talking to someone on the phone. And you can't fool us. Come on, WWE. We know better.
No, actually, I want to kind of talk about CM Punk's movements drinking it. It just looked like he was just like craning his elbow up and down, just taking a drink as if he was acting.
You could tell there was nothing in the cup.
Yeah, but and it's not a discredit to CM Punk, because it's like I knew where they were going. We have for our next match Del Rio and Cody Rhodes versus Big Show and Khali, and yeah,
it's a Khali match. What do you want?
Yeah, wasn't he limping?
He's always limping. His hips are messed up, man.
More than usual. He wasn't doing any of the arm dancing that he usually does.
I don't know. He hasn't done that in a while.
No, I guess he's no longer the Punjabi. Oh yeah, he isn't without Ranjan Singh. Too bad that whole Jinder Mahal angle was dropped. That had so much potential.
No, it didn't.
No Leaf would stab you in the throat if he was here.
Potential for what?
Yeah, the potential to completely suck the life out of the entire arena.
But that happens anyway.
Because that's what he does anytime he comes out, as we'll find out when we get to SmackDown.
Yeah, indeed. This whole match is just a story of Cody avoiding both Khali, and despite him looking completely beaten down and the Big Show, he tags in Del Rio frequently, and Del Rio gets driven away by the two big men. Basically, I mean, we hit a commercial break. We come back and Show is wailing on Del Rio. Cody tries to take advantage of this. Tries to, and actually they do a pretty good job for a while of picking apart the Big Show's knee. And they do the whole like count out tease. Show comes in before both heels are targeting the knee. Del Rio actually starts kicking Big Show in the head, I guess to sort of even out both body parts. And Cody locks in the figure four, a spot which very glad to be seeing him doing.
And the crowd goes woo.
Yep.
Yes.
You know who did that?
Got a woo out of them. Unlike the time when someone did the chops and no woo.
That was they were in England and they probably edited it.
And I really like the next sequence. Show is struggling, and eventually he just raises his fist and punches Cody out of the hold. Del Rio's about to come in to do something, but he pretty much gets chased out by Khali and Show, and Show hits Cody Rhodes with a drawn-out chokeslam. I guess he's saving the knockout punch for Extreme Rules. More Brock footage.
Who did he demolish in this one?
I think it was RVD.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah.
You get it, huh?
God damn. Basically, in our next segment, we have Jericho confronting Teddy, Even, and Johnny Ace of Punk drinking, and Eve now reads some kind of WWE constitution or whatever. I don't know what the hell it is. She basically says that it's WWE policy that drinking is prohibited, and they could just strip him of the title if he actually is drunk as charged. Jericho says, "I want a field test for him. Field sobriety test."
Yeah. I mean, it's not like a WWE champion has ever been drunk during the show before. Austin! Oh, excuse me.
Oh, yeah. And my God, this is one of those situations where it's like, okay, WWE policy says that if someone's drinking, then you could just like strip him of the title and throw him out and possibly suspend him, maybe even fire him. Now, why don't they just go to CM Punk drinking and forget the cops, forget any veritable proof? This is one of those situations where Jericho is being a villain and the audience just has to ask, why don't you just shoot him?
Well, no, because well, wait, what are you suggesting here?
I don't know. I just feel like if they have proof that that Punk has been drinking, they have they could just rewind footage that they taped, then why not do that?
You could just go and shoot him for real.
It doesn't matter how ambiguous it is.
I don't know. I guess it has to be like official or something, like, because you're talking about firing and stripping a champion of his title. I can't assume it's just like, this guy saw you, so that's it.
Well,
So,
I guess they just have to install a lot of padding in this nut house.
yeah.
Basically, Teddy questions Johnny Ace, and Johnny Ace is like, "Oh, if you're so curious, then you could carry out the test. I'm gonna get a couple of cops, and you'll go in the ring."
Mm.
Oh yeah, Josh Matthews.
Oh yeah, Josh Matthews is backstage as Brock Lesnar is arriving at the ring, and he basically asks where he's been tonight, and Lesnar doesn't answer him, and then Matthews asks him, like, will you still be the face of the WWE if you lose to Cena this Sunday? And first, before we get into it, when was Lesnar ever the face of the WWE?
3 weeks ago.
2002, 2003.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then not.
But Lesnar is just, he gets offended by this, so he just grabs him by the collar and he's holding him up against the production truck. And you think he's going to hit him, but then eventually he just puts him down and walks away. And Matthew's just like, just trying to do my job. And then Lesnar picks him up and throws him into a whatever the hell that was.
And Josh Matthews dies.
Yep.
or so it seems. Oh yeah. I mean, after that they have footage of medics attending to him, but not before. Oh wait, actually, yeah, before we have our Divas title match between Nikki Bella and Beth Phoenix.
Mm-hmm. But before this match gets underway, Eve comes out and says something. What did she say? She said that it's her responsibility to improve the shows, and she wants to make it a Lumberjill match. Probably the most overused Divas match ever. So
beyond the Battle Royal.
Yeah, so out come the Divas, and this match gets underway, and it was all right.
Yeah, the Divas on the outside, they're banging on the mat pretty unemphatically, including Maxine. I mean, I understand that she's a pretty big wheel in NXT and Superstars. Much respect to the, and again, like I'm only joking. Much respect to that show. If I had the time, I'd watch it, but like, I just have other things to do. This match isn't really that long, although notable about it. Beth in the middle of it lands awkwardly outside, and damn, does she sell it well! Like, everyone was praising her performance. Everyone thought that she had legitimately been injured.
It's been confirmed that was a work.
And a damn good one.
Yeah.
And she eventually makes her way back into the ring, and Nikki wins with a roll-up. We have our new Divas champion.
I don't get what the point of this is. I thought the Bellas were... I thought their contract was up. I thought they were leaving.
Guess not.
I don't know.
Yep.
So, yeah, Nikki Bella is your new Divas champion. And the Lumberjills did precisely nothing in this match.
Well, they beat up Beth Phoenix, but that's still basically nothing.
Yeah. If you guys want to discuss the rumors going around, like, we have the news of the Bella Twins contract running out and them possibly not continuing.
Yeah, and I think what one of the things that's been floating around is that Karma is finally returning, and they're going to have a match between the Bellas and Karma at Extreme Rules, and they're going to drop the belt there, and then Monday is going to be their last night with the company.
Yeah, I mean, it would be pretty damn good continuity beyond Karma appearing at Royal Rumble, because it was under a year ago, maybe a little over a year ago, that the Bellas made fun of Karma for being pregnant. And basically not being able to make it in the...
Well, honestly, I hope they don't bring that up again, considering how that went.
Yeah, no.
Essentially, Beth, the sympathy for Beth Phoenix is just to turn her face so that Karma could just kill Nikki when she comes in, and keep the title for herself, and maybe now we'll get some amazing matches.
Yeah. So, anyways, up next is a really amusing scene where Teddy Long is talking to CM Punk backstage, and he's like, "You gotta take a field sobriety test." Punk is like, "I don't gotta take nothing," and he goes to kick the table and he falls over into the lockers.
Yeah. Yep, they're gonna do it. I wondered if I had a weird thought in my mind that slightly deviated from this, in that what if they have an angle where Punk loses the title and he actually does start drinking?
I
But of
don't
course
think
it's not
Punk would
real.
ever agree to that.
No. I mean, we're talking an angle, fellows. He'd just be drinking fake stuff, and he'd be doing the most ridiculous drunk acting ever.
Yeah, I know, but still, I don't think that's something he'd agree to.
Yeah,
Because
Fill the entire
not that big.
It-
bottle of
would-
Jack Daniels with tea.
Make believe.
because it would completely ruin his straight edge gimmick that he's been doing for literally his entire career.
I mean, it'd still be an extension of it, just for him sort of having that face moment of falling off of his of spirits, kind of like what John Cena's doing right now. But hey, I got it in some form. We got to see like about 15 to 20 minutes of CM Punk doing over the top, ridiculous drunk acting, and it was sweet.
Yeah, because up next is said field sobriety test. And they bring out Punk, and he's wobbling on his way to the ring. He can't walk a straight line. He's got a dopey look on his face. And Chris Jericho comes out because he wants to see this firsthand. And what they do is they have him try to recite the alphabet backwards. He can't do it. Then they try to have him walk a straight line. He can't do that either. And the cops say, it is our opinion that this individual is inebriated. And you think at that point they'd give him the breathalyzer. Because I thought that's where they were going with this, but
It
apparently
doesn't
not.
work for plot convenience.
Well, no, that would have been great because like he's acting drunk, and then they give him the breathalyzer, which you cannot fool, and it reads a 0. And you can have Jericho like flip out, like, do it again! That thing is lying!
Kind of like the McMahon Mr. America lie detector test, which, by the way, that was a fucking hilarious segment.
Yeah,
People
pretty
should
much
watch it on YouTube again. Back when Hulk Hogan still had some hope. I mean, hell, I was good to see him back, but I digress. There's one thing I want to mention about Punk being drunk in the ring, though. He starts off by saying, "This is ridiculous. The entire thing is ridiculous. Jericho's ridiculous. You cops are ridiculous. I'm the WWF champion." He said WWF.
Yeah, he actually said
And they
that.
censored him.
He's drunk.
They censored him.
Oh yeah, they dumped it. I
Yep.
forgot about that.
The man does not read scripts.
I mean, hey, they didn't dump it when Bret Hart said it, so I guess that's in their Legends contract. Teddy takes the title away, and this is supposed to make him look bad, even though he still looks sympathetic.
Mhm.
Punk asks for one more chance, slightly drunk. He proceeds to say the alphabet almost perfectly backwards. He switches S and T. He says S before T. I mean, yes.
Yeah, and
You got your TNS wrong.
And he-
You
and
cannot
he,
have the title.
he walks the straight line almost perfectly. In fact, he does it several times, and at one point he's doing the flare strut.
Yes.
And
from-
goes
Really
to Jericho
shitty
like, that
moonwalk.
was the worst moonwalk ever. I apologize.
He goes from Fargo strut to beating Jericho down.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of I said before that Jericho was on top, and now the reverse is true. And you really got to contemplate. Anytime they have someone go out on top in the go home show, it usually means they'll lose. But who knows?
I don't know. They haven't really
Probably
been
doesn't always
following that
true.
formula as of late. But you never
Same-
know. We'll be talking about our predictions later in the show.
More Brock Lesnar hype.
Ugh!
Yeah,
Match against
shove it.
Who did he beat up this time?
Hogan.
I think this might have been the
Oh.
Hurricane one.
No, this
no.
was Hogan, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was where
Oh.
he put him to sleep with a bear hug, which actually, damn, at the time.
They could have shown anything. They could have shown his match with The Rock, but no, they went with Hogan.
Yeah.
Now they're saving that footage.
Hey, Dixie, you get the point?
Yep.
But
Sure.
up next is
Your talent sucks.
that's not fair. Up next is Sheamus versus Mark Henry. But after both of the men come to the ring, we realize there's no referee, and then we hear Flight of the Valkyries, and Daniel Bryan comes down in a referee shirt.
Yep.
It's a very
It's exactly as you'd expect.
It's a very short match. Bryan gets in Sheamus' face saying, "Oh, hit me. It'll be the last thing you ever do." And Henry comes up from behind and just clotheslines him, pins him, and Daniel Bryan does the fastest count ever, and that's it. And then, like a moron, he gets out of the ring and takes off the shirt. So Sheamus instantly goes for him because not a referee anymore.
Yeah, but although Sheamus is able to chase him and punch him a few times, Daniel Bryan has him in the middle of the ring. I believe after Mark Henry takes him out, kicks him square in the head.
Yeah, basically he throws him back into the ring, and Mark Henry's up by now. So Sheamus brogue kicks him, and then Daniel Bryan is able to catch Sheamus off guard and kick him in the head and put him in the yes lock.
Try two guesses what he says while he has him applied.
No.
Maybe.
That was rhetorical.
Phone!
Oh,
Phone.
All right. Moving on. Up next, we have Matt Stryker interviewing Sheamus, and basically he just cuts a short promo saying, like, Daniel Bryan better start praying because he's going to kick his ass this Sunday. And our next match is the Tag Team Champions Primo and Epico versus Zack Ryder and Santino Marella. Tag Team Champions.
Yeah. Is there anything you could really say about this match?
No, it was an okay match. Ryder and Santino work surprisingly well together.
Yeah.
And but there's not a whole lot that's noteworthy in this. And Santino and Ryder win. That's basically it.
I mean, yeah, they were the most entertaining part of the match. While Zack Ryder was in I mean, fuck, he's still over despite the WWE's effort to not feature him or make him look like crap. But Santino was helping the crowd chant, and it was good to see that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I seem to remember Santino hitting the Cobra and getting the pin and saying, "Wow, they win!" And I was like, "Wait, this is non-title." Lawler clarifies.
Yeah, and I know it's something I've ranted about in the past, but why are these matches non-title? I mean, you beat the champions. Shouldn't the titles always be online? I don't mean like 24/7 booking, but it's a standard tag match, 2-on-2, and you win. How are you not the champion?
well, they aren't an established tag team, so
Neither. I think that Primo and Epico have been the first actually established tag team to win it since the Core.
Air Boom.
Yeah.
They weren't established for long enough, but
Yeah, I completely forgot about Air Boom.
yeah, no kidding. So did the fans.
That is
So did WWE.
Captain Bourne.
Anyways, we get a recap of Brock Lesnar attacking Josh Matthews, and we're going to be seeing this a lot. And after the break, we see Kane wandering around backstage, and he goes to the freezer that Randy Orton put Paul Bearer in, and finally drags him out. And Paul Bearer's like, "Oh, Kane, you came to save me," and Kane's like, "No," and just puts him right back in.
it's just like,
What?
damn, he's still fawed.
What?
He fought by moving his head around.
No, I'm saying he's still thawed.
Oh, thawed. It's pretty damn fast.
What is the point of this? To show that Kane is a hard.
It's to abuse Percy Pringle, which like I really can't can't argue with that. He's a very entertaining guy when he's yelling and complaining. I'm sure he appreciates the paycheck, and we appreciate that he gets the paycheck. But basically, Epico and Primo are then complaining about their loss when Abraham Washington comes in.
I don't know who this man is. Who is this man, and why are they acting like I'm supposed to know?
I don't know who he is either. I don't know why I know his name.
Washington
but
was
I know.
some ECW guy who had his own little talk show.
And Tony Atlas would laugh at everything he'd say.
Why do you explain that? Now I'm depressed.
Yep.
Now we have our big man, little man versus amateur wrestler and other amateur wrestler, who's much more charismatic than the first one.
Wait, what?
Nothing. Brodus and Hornswoggle versus Zig Swag.
Oh, yeah, and this match is presented by Doritos Tacos from Taco Bell. So good, you'll travel 900 miles to get one.
Haven't done
You
it
get
yet.
your ass kicked by your friends again.
Yeah. And the match, well, it's a Brodus Clay match, and I am actually kind of upset how bored I'm becoming with this man.
Yeah.
Didn't help they brought Hornswoggle with them.
And of course, like, it gets to the point where you want to acknowledge that no, it's not his fault. It's the way they're handling him. But the more weeks it goes on, the more I'm like, fucking Brodus Clay.
Yeah. The match doesn't even really have an end. It ends when Vicky jumps in the ring and smacks Brodus Clay in the face.
Yeah.
And she gets Ziggler and Swagger DQ'd, and then Brodus is like, "I'm gonna eat you," and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Here, let me get you your hat." And she goes to leave, and Hornswoggle, he does a thing.
He basically mini-me's her.
According to the results, he bites her butt.
I think
Ah,
I've got
Sure.
nothing. What the fuck was this?
Our baby face, a sexually aggressive midget.
Yep.
yay.
More Brock hype!
Yeah, actually, I think this was the video where he beat up Hogan.
No, this is Kurt Angle. I
Yeah,
know
this was
because-
Kurt Angle from.
I know because we're all
1996.
waiting on bated breath for the shooting star botch.
Yeah, but they cut that out. Oh well, it will always be remembered as the first clip Botchamania ever used.
All right, we're gonna have the contract signing after the commercial. More Brock hype.
Are you tired yet?
I am, especially because for a 3-hour Raw, it was kind of holding my attention up till now, and then the show just came to a grinding halt.
It's like the Brock
Because
hype's a non
what
sequitur.
they do is they have Laurinaitis come out to set up the contract signing, and Brock comes out first, and he takes the mic. He's like, "Hey, Cena, why don't you come out and so we can do this?" And they play Cena's music, but he just doesn't show up.
It should be noted that when Brock Lesnar comes out, we do cut to that fan of his.
Was it the same guy from last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they also revealed that when there's also a picture you can notice that when Randy Orton beats up Kane, he poses on the second turnbuckle, and the fan is doing his release the doves pose. I love that guy. They're probably paying him now. He's like,
Just follow people around and do poses.
yeah. Well, about this, Brock takes umbrage at the fact that Cena isn't around, and if all 7 of you listeners heard our TNA episode from last night, you'll
Hi, Kezra.
you quite remember that Tessmacher's promo.
Yeah. No. Brock wasn't robotic. Brock just looked like he had no idea what he was saying.
Yeah.
Like it was almost like he had to keep looking at his arm for his lines.
Apparently, Cena is scared. He doesn't want to come out and face me. I have some changes I want to this contract.
And
Some changes I
and it-
want to this contract.
And this goes on for about 15 minutes, in what should have been a 5-minute promo.
Now, the problem I had with this was that there was like an underpinning of Brock even going against what Laurinaitis would have asked him to do. Because as he was making his demands, he wants Vince McMahon's jet. He wants to come and go when he pleases. He wants to be the face of Raw. Your rape face is already in the opening crawl. Don't worry. Johnny Ace looks almost perturbed at this. Why? What's the point of this? Especially if he's just going to agree to all this.
I don't know. It goes back to Johnny Ace not really having any ring presence at all. But yeah, I actually had to laugh a little bit as Lesnar was making all these demands because you just got to picture CM Punk in the back going, "Why didn't I think of that?"
Actually, some of the things that he said, I think, were what Punk said.
Well, yeah, like the private jet, but he didn't ask for McMahon's private jet.
Yeah, he didn't
I want
ask
a
for.
race car
Then
and a
again,
monkey.
Brock did not ask for his face on the turnbuckle pads.
Yeah, and
Or
he didn't
ice
ask
cream
for
bars.
ice cream bars.
Yeah, which, in my opinion, makes him as much of a heel as anyone.
Where the fuck are our ice cream bars?
Apparently, if you listen to people, they've asked people who drive ice cream trucks, and they say very soon.
You know, I
I
bet
don't know.
knows where the ice cream bars are.
But yeah,
Paul Bearer.
John Cena finally comes out again very slowly, very insecurely. He has a chain wrapped around his fist. He circles the table. They make teases to start going at it. Flip over the table. Contracts eventually signed, and Cena looks scared. Yeah, Brock leaves the ring. People boo.
This was stupid.
Yeah, not the build up I would have wanted for
And
this.
I
would
felt
have rather
deflated
had it.
after watching this because it went on for so goddamn long.
You know what? Actually, the opportunity that they fucking missed. Here's how you do the contract signing: have them both come out at the same time. Cena might be scared, he might not, but you have every superstar in the back line the ring because of what happened last time. That would have made it. That would have given it some fucking gravity. Like I don't know. That was one of the problems with their build-up. Another problem was, like, I'm looking at my notes and I noticed there's really no fucking economy for this angle with all the hype packages they were showing for Brock Lesnar. People know without being reminded that he beat up Jeff Hardy, Hulk Hogan, Kurt Angle, and Hurricane Helms that he's a fucking threat.
And RVD.
Yeah, and RVD.
Yeah, I just don't really care. I mean, Lesnar pisses me off just how he's so fucking entitled to everything he's getting.
At the very least, it's a work. At the very least, they're doing. I mean, you never know. I believe, like, certainly after he left the WWE, he was giving interviews about, like, how, like, discrediting the WWE, like, whatever. But I seem to recall, like, more recently him saying it's like, yeah, it's a different beast, but no one can ever say that it's just fake, and no one can ever say that you don't, like, give a shit, sacrifice a shit ton by being involved with it.
Yeah, it's pretty much. I'm guessing he had to say that, otherwise they wouldn't give him the contract.
I mean, I'm talking like a year ago when I was looking at interviews he was doing.
I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention then, but like lately, how he's been saying like he's going to legitimize the sport. Like, that just comes off so like he's on some goddamn high horse and he's doing them a favor.
But again, you have to consider the fact that what he's saying is make believe. I mean, he might really believe that, but we're certainly not going to know by those promos.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, and I don't really care. What does anyone else have anything else to say about Raw?
No, I said
Brock Lesnar promo.
There were some good moments there, but they were very early on. And then when it got to the final hour, I was just like, God, make it end.
It shouldn't have been 3 hours.
Yeah.
It was 3 hours.
A whole hour was dedicated to Brock.
It was 3 hours and pretty much 20 minutes of overrun.
Yeah, I guess you're right, but come on, guys, cheer up. We get to talk about Daniel Bryan for another half an hour.
Well, let's get on to SmackDown, and we open SmackDown with Michael Cole telling us that Josh Matthews is not with us because of what happened to him on Monday night, and they show the footage again.
Due to him being dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
They just shoved him in the freezer with Paul.
Oh God, that's dark.
Oh yes.
But we open with Daniel Bryan coming out, and he cuts a promo on Sheamus. Well, though he's mostly talking about AJ, saying like he finally cut the umbilical cord. Umbilical?
Ew.
What?
Ooh,
Man.
I mean,
they
I
must
know
have had
she's
like a
tiny, but
sounds like a John and Yoko relationship to me. Ooh. Mm. But yeah, he
I
does
think
this whole
Magpie's not here.
basically he goes on to say that Sheamus had a fluke win because 18 seconds doesn't count. It's AJ's loss, not his.
I have ex-girlfriends that would that would beg to differ.
18 seconds. And you're shouting yes
Oh.
afterwards. Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, he says that Sheamus can't legitimately defeat him once. More of this legitimate stuff. Let alone 2 out of 3 falls.
Yeah.
But
And
he go. Yep.
actually, I want to take this because he talks about how John Laurinaitis gave him the shot to do the right thing, and he talks about how he refereed Sheamus's match last week, and they show the footage, and when he goes to count the pin, he slowed it down enough so that the pin looked legitimate. That's fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, what they're doing with him is they're treating him right. We're definitely, and I'm very surprised to be saying this after watching WrestleMania, after watching that opening match. Like no one could have ever imagined like that he would be so over with the crowd, and they'd proceed with this very adequate way.
Yeah.
Basically, he says nothing wrong with that count. And there's certainly nothing wrong with this yes lock over here. He's like, pause the footage over there. He's about to tap out now. That's proof that I'm going to win in Extreme Rules.
Yep. Well, up next we have Alberto Del Rio coming out, and I guess these guys are probably going to feud after Extreme Rules because what they did was actually kind of genius, and why Ricardo Rodriguez should probably get a bigger role than he does, because Del Rio comes out and he's saying like, have you been making excuses since you lost the world title in 18 seconds? See, is the winner of the Daniel Bryan Sheamus match eventually going to lose to me? See. And will Daniel Bryan be forgotten when Alberto Del Rio becomes the new world heavyweight champion? See.
That's them taking a page from the crowd.
Yeah.
And again, like you said, Ricardo Rodriguez, like pretty much anytime he's anywhere in any one of their main shows or their pay-per-views, we agree that he should get more time and a bigger role.
Yeah. Even when he's in a porno.
His spot alone in Royal Rumble was just excellent. Like the perfectly comedic, pathetic heel. Man, I sounded like Tony Chimmel just then.
Yeah. The one thing I wonder is Alberto Del Rio is a Raw superstar. Why is he going for the SmackDown title?
I think he moved
Because-
to SmackDown, actually.
Nope. His name, like when he comes out, it still says Raw next to his name.
Huh.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
Shut up.
Well,
No.
actually, according to Wikipedia, he's now on SmackDown, but
I mean, yeah, that makes sense, but it still says Raw next to his name. It's like Alex Riley last year, drafted to SmackDown, still on Raw.
Yeah. Not to be outdone, Big Show interrupts Del Rio, Ricardo, and Daniel Bryan and wonders whether the whole thing is yes or C. He's either cranes his fist back and forth between Del Rio and Daniel Bryan. Yes, C. Yes, C. And instead, he takes Ricardo by the throat. And once again, the brilliance of this guy. He's just doing the perfect I don't want to die kind of face.
hey, Dios mío.
Show says C, and then he choke slams the hell out of him.
Yeah. Then we go to commercial, and we come back, and apparently Big Show and Del Rio are having a match. And I love how Lords of Pain describes it. Match number 1, Big Show versus Alberto Del Rio with the remnants of Ricardo Rodriguez.
Mm.
And it's an all-right match.
Yeah, Del Rio does pretty good for himself. Like I love the way he draws out his kicks with trying to wear down Show. Like they both have a good game against each other. This match would go on a bit longer, but Cody Rhodes comes out and he basically clips Show's knee before he could do the chokeslam to Del Rio. DQ.
Yep.
And then Big Show takes an enziguri from Del Rio, and Del Rio leaves. And Cody goes to get a kendo stick and a chair. And he hits Show with the kendo stick. It does nothing. He goes for the chair, just gets it punched out of his hands. Then he takes his belt off. It's like, I'm going to hit you with my belt. And Show just... He just gets it taken away from him, pretty much. I'm trying to remember what happened.
Show rips off Cody's shirt, and then he gets the belt. And then he starts whipping Cody in the back with the belt. Oh, by the way, it's War Machine's birthday.
Oh yeah, it was.
No, that was yesterday.
Well, yeah, but it's that time.
Yeah.
Right. Happy birthday, War Machine.
I mean, he didn't get to watch SmackDown with us and hear his favorite announcer in the world, Booker T, but can't have everything on your birthday. I'm sure he was crying to himself.
Yeah.
We
Should
have
heard
John.
Macaulay impression.
Oh yeah. Happy birthday.
All right. Up next, we have John Laurinaitis backstage with Eve, and basically they're just trying to put her over as the new executive administrator. And he asks her for suggestions, and she says, "Why doesn't everyone wear name tags?" And the first thing that came to my mind is, are they really ripping off an episode of Seinfeld?
Maybe. I mean, who knows? Maybe creative threw in a joke. They're all.
I'm so old that I remember that.
What's with you and your knowledge of sitcoms?
I don't know. That's what I did when I was a kid. I watched sitcoms.
I mean, as we all know, they lock all their writers.
Sad, pathetic man. Leave me alone.
They lock all their writers in an underwater pen, and they take away their food when the ratings go down. So how
long until you reference Malcolm in the Middle?
Yeah, they become out of touch with
Malcolm in the Middle. Fuck that show.
Popular. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. That show gave us Bryan Cranston in a very good comedic role. And believe me, that without that show, we wouldn't have had rumors that Frankie Muniz was going to be Shinji Ikari.
Moving on.
We're supposed to be happy for this.
Moving on.
Yep.
Since Eve is executive administrator, Teddy asks, "Well, what's my job?" And Laurinaitis is like, "Why don't you just be Eve's assistant?"
Answered her.
More or less.
She says, "Get a name tag, Teddy." It's kind of funny. We have our Divas match recap, and we before we go to commercial, we see him like cavorting in the back or walking a little.
Yeah, and then when we come back from commercial, we have a promo from Damian Sandow.
He talks about Buddha.
Enlightenment.
Yep.
Yeah. And I don't really feel like going into it because me too stupid to understand. Our next match is Alicia Fox versus Nikki Bella in a non-title match. Again, with non-title. I don't get it.
Again, the whole karma stuff. I mean, and honestly, we're not really giving Damian Sandow enough credit. He cuts an alright promo.
Oh yeah.
We'll wait and see for his debut. He says Perry Saturn's quote. Our Divas match isn't really much to speak of. X Factor.
Yeah. I'm not trying to bury him. It's just watch the promo for yourself because it's really damn good. That's what I'm saying.
Really couldn't do it justice. Yeah. Bree hits an X Factor.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh yeah. What it is this match is not very good. It's not really worth anything. And they finish off with Twin Magic.
Yep.
And an X Factor. I didn't mention that before.
Yeah, apparently the Bella's finisher is the X Factor.
Is it?
Apparently, because that's what they used to beat Alicia.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much their basic move. No.
After we're back from commercial, we have Yoshitatsu standing. Hey, it's Yoshitatsu. Unfortunately, we have to have Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. They're bullying him. They make fun of him by bowing with their hands clasped together and saying hi. And yeah, they're actually, and again, like, we're not giving enough credit. Like, as dry as I could be, Titus O'Neil, damn, that guy impresses me. Like, he used to be awful.
He's still not very good, but he's better.
Yoshitatsu looks like he's about to cower, but instead, in walks another huge guy. We didn't recognize him at first, but he didn't have any backhead. It's Ezekiel Jackson.
Yeah.
Giant Farouk.
Yeah,
he's not Ahmed Johnson 2.0 anymore. Now he's just Giant Farouk.
I mean, again, they did it. They're doing everything they can to hide that abomination on the back of his head.
Damn.
It has eyes. And basically, Titus O'Neil says, "Oh, Zeke, you're big and strong, but you don't have any guts." And they do this whole routine again. Good. Both of them doing very well. Both of them look like assholes.
Yeah. And up next, we have Teddy Long dusting Laurinaitis' office in what is described here as an Amish maid apron with his name on the front of it. So I guess he got a name tag.
This was actually pretty funny.
And then Oksana enters.
Oksana makes fun of him for the idea that he could have grandchildren. And Laurinaitis and Eve enter once again. Damn, I don't care about these segments. John Laurinaitis, although John Laurinaitis talks about how Oksana's friend from her past, Antonio Cesaro, is going to have his tryout match. And if he likes what he sees, he'll be hired. Oksana basically friend zones Teddy by asking him to announce the match. And John is going.
Well, no. What they basically set up is Laurinaitis is going to give Teddy his own commentator job. He's going to give him his own booth, and all he's going to say is whatever Laurinaitis tells him to.
Yeah, pretty much.
This can't end well.
And thus introduces his table of shame.
Mm-hmm. The tiny table of shame, because our next match is Zeke Jackson and Yoshitatsu versus Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. And one of the first things Teddy has to say is, "I made such a mistake for not signing Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. They are both very talented, and I am ashamed of myself."
Yeah, I mean, okay. Nah. I don't find this humiliation very very convincing, because he's still getting paid to do this shit. He has to wear a shirt. He has to compliment people who actually deserve compliment.
Yeah. Well, this match really wasn't very good, because, it was basically a squash. Zeke Jackson never even gets tagged in.
Yeah, they just pretty much kill Yoshitatsu and put over their pretty damn good.
What did he do? What did he do to deserve this?
Why?
Nothing really.
Why?
Like he was just not that. He was just not that great, and they gave him the IC title for some reason. And
wait, he was Intercontinental Champion?
Yeah.
When was this?
He got it from Wade Barrett. Of course, you don't remember.
No.
Like, again, it wasn't that good. They gave it.
Oh, jeez! I thought you were talking about Yoshitatsu.
Oh.
Sorry, my mistake. But yeah, I almost did forget that Zeke Jackson was IC champion. Because I'm IC champion now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I almost forget that.
When will you defend your title?
You people forget that, don't you?
Yeah, we did forget about it, because to digress a bit, I've never mentioned the fact that Big Show being Big Show precedes the fact that he's the Intercontinental title. Like there's no, that's not a factor. Like it's not the belt. It's just Big Show humiliating Cody Rhodes again. Which, while he's a good, reliable hand and he's fun to watch and the crowd loves him, like it's like when he was against CM Punk. Well, it didn't hurt him in the long term. I don't think it was really good at the time. Yeah, so and I guess that just means Cody will find a way to get over. But
that's really all they use Big Show for anymore. He's just there to kind of entertain the crowd. He's not trying to get anyone over, but he's not trying to bury anyone either.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, I hope Cody has bigger things ahead of him after this, because that guy's been busting his ass for years.
Yeah, for at least the last 2 years. But nonetheless, we have Titus O'Neil and Darren Young's finish, which is a combination powerbomb clothesline. I like it.
That feels like such a generic one, though. Because, I mean, like, there's only so many double team finishers you can go with, but...
Yes, but...
That's like the default when you're making creative wrestlers.
Take what you could get. This seems like their second attempt to rebuild the tag division after Bourne kind of fucked it over.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I know.
But after this, we go to commercial, and we come back, and Michael Cole is in the ring, and he's here to interview Randy Orton. And before they get underway, Cole has to remind us that Laurinaitis has said that if any superstar lays a hand on an announcer, they'll be immediately suspended. I don't remember this ever being mentioned on TV before this, so I'm just going to assume it's something Cole made up.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. But
Orton is Orton.
Yeah.
What do you want?
I don't know. But they basically play a video package and ask Orton, what do you think about that? Kane's a monster, and he beat you at WrestleMania. What are you going to do? It's Orton promo number 3. And the preloaded Orton programs they have.
He should really replace the cassette tape in the back of his head.
I really don't have anything to say about this. Do any of you?
No, but I do have Orton as my avatar, and it shows a much more entertaining version of Orton.
Be kind.
It's a little creepy. But nonetheless, who should come out but someone.
Yep.
Forgot this guy's name. I do know that by the look of his jacket, he visited Coral Village in 600 AD and got some rainbow shell.
I don't get it.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me.
Okay, that was weird.
His jacket stood out. It looked. But he puts himself over in the way Jinder, and only the way Jinder Mahal would. Boring.
Yeah. And Orton doesn't know who he is, so he's like, "Are you an announcer?" No. RKO.
That was fun.
So we go to commercial, and our next match is Tyson Kidd versus Antonio Cesaro,
who has some pretty crap music.
Oh yeah.
It's not so much. I mean, it's a tune. It's very nondescript. He might get something better. This is his tryout match, and they also put over the fact that Cesaro is a former rugby player. Now, a lot of people might consider me a smart. They might consider me reading this a bit too much into it. I'm not really. I don't have that much of a problem with him having a rugby background, but it's just arbitrary. Like, beyond like him being tough because he used to play rugby, like what really is?
How does that apply to anything?
Yeah,
rugby players will fuck you up.
It's weird WWE logic. Just roll with it.
But yeah,
it's like he plays football, but without protection.
Once again, to our surprise, Antonio Cesaro is basically Claudio Castagnoli.
Mm-hmm. And it's a damn good match. It's a squash, but it's really good.
Yeah.
Did a really good job showcasing what he's going to be showing us if he stays around, of course.
And also did a really good job at making Tyson Kidd look like a bitch.
It's true, but like the Tyson Kidd's good at that too. Like he's very good at selling. Like something that would be great for a super baby face. But and he's actually cuts good promos too. If you watch NXT, I have seen some of his good stuff.
We need to bring back that show.
He tries to kick Cesaro, but he sends him up, flapjacks him, and Swiss deaths the fuck out of him. that uppercut wasn't easy to watch. Kid made that look good, and Cesaro finishes him with what's called a Gotch style neutralizer. It looks kind of like it's a mat slam. It almost looks like a Styles Clash, except he cradles him, like he locks his arms around Tyson Kidd's right leg. Okay, I'll take it.
All right. So after the match, Laurinaitis is saying something into Teddy's earpiece. It's like, "What? No, I don't want to do that." Oh, okay. And he gets in the ring and he just raises Cesaro's hand. And Oksana is getting all familiar with him. And Teddy Long is just like, "Fuck this," and leaves.
Depressed Teddy Long.
Teddy Long looks like completely broken up, and damn it, I feel bad for him.
I know, it's really sad. And why doesn't he just quit?
Player.
Because his
Oh yeah,
grandkids.
because Laurinaitis threatened to kill his grandchildren.
Close enough.
That's what it was?
That's what I remember. That's what I'm going with.
My God.
Grandchildren's college fund, but
Needs to be
kill his
done.
children anyway.
Grandchildren's college fund, grandchildren's lives, same difference.
Yeah. Anyways, we go to commercial, and up next is our next match: Great Khali versus Cody Rhodes. This match was not very good, and I'll give you one guess why.
Cody?
Go sit in the corner, Mega Fighter.
I hate you.
Carter.
But yeah, Khali. Oh yeah, you said his name like he said his name.
Yeah. And because Khali really can't work at all, and they decided to put him over for some reason. He wins without really any shenanigans. He just kind of blocks the beautiful disaster and gets the pin.
Well, it is notable that Cody doesn't look good going into the pay-per-view. So, shit, maybe my pick'em is not in the right place.
Maybe.
Hi, Mind OST. It's a fun game. Thank you for doing it every month.
Yeah.
All
right, and backstage, we get more of Epico and Primo talking to Abraham Washington. Who is this man?
And
He was on ECW one time.
They made mugs for it.
He's basically just saying like, "Oh, it's a shame you guys aren't on Extreme Rules. You deserve better than that." And then Ryback walks by and he's like, "Okay, fuck you guys. I'm gonna go talk to him."
Yeah, it's true.
Arms up, arms down.
Oh yeah, now the Usos are watching the monitor.
Oh yeah, because we have local wrestler Jacob K in the ring, and you know what? I'm gonna say this: WWE should probably keep an eye on Jacob K because he cut an all right promo, and you could tell it was an all right promo because they actually focused a bit on him more than they do on the morons in the back who are usually snickering at him.
Yeah, dude cut. Yeah, you
developmental deal.
Sounded pretty good.
I think he earned it. But yeah, they bring out Ryback, and he has a Ryback match, and the Usos just kind of laugh at him.
Yeah, and we get to see that great lariat and that sort of, I guess, rackplex, I like to call it.
All right, so Chris, you said you had something to say about this, so I'm going to let you go.
Feed me.
Well, I forgot.
Son of a bitch.
I wondered if I'd do that, and I did.
Well, okay, let's see if I can think of something.
All right.
Oh, yes, what I said last night on the stream. The problem with these matches is simple. It's not that they're like, ooh, let's see how long it takes for him to kill this jobber. It's, haha, look at the gorilla. It's if they had made it more like they're watching and they're intimidated by Ryback's power, maybe placing like bets on how long it's going to take to job him out. But
how about if they were like being all snarky and laughing at him before the match, but after the match they're just like, oh fuck.
That works too. See, but the whole time all they're doing is just laughing about it, and it's just like it kills the momentum.
Yep, and after the match, Ryback stands in the middle of the ring and goes, "Feed me more! Haven't you been fed enough corn, Skip?"
And isn't his gimmick that he's literally a machine?
Yeah, I thought the idea is that I thought Ryback was like a Terminator gimmick. That was
Dorito Taco.
Although the results do bring up an interesting point. it says demands to have them feed me more as he does the Chong Li. They just compared him to the villain from Bloodsport. That's an interesting choice.
Well, hopefully we'll punch him. Hopefully someone will punch him in the dick.
Yeah. Anyways, next we get a recap of what happened between Daniel Bryan and AJ last week. And then we have Matt Stryker backstage trying to talk to AJ about what's going on. But, hang on. But, Caitlyn comes up and says, "Can't you see she's obviously not in the mood to talk to anyone?" And so Stryker leaves, and she's...
Yeah, Matt Stryker looks like a jerk-off. Kind of a creeper.
Well, that's kind of his gimmick. That's
He
kind
just
of
looks
what
like...
they're supposed to do with him.
And who should intervene but Caitlyn? Hi, Caitlyn.
Yeah, Caitlyn still works here, apparently, and she basically just tries to say, like, "Oh, you're better off without him. He was a jerk. He doesn't deserve you." And then AJ just slaps her right in the face.
Goddamn. And, yeah, and AJ slaps her and looks tough for a bit, then she starts to break up again. Again, she's been doing very well through this, and hell, I'm very glad to see that it's AJ who's been given this opportunity.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Like, it couldn't have gone to a more talented worker. Hopefully, like, again, we'll do this when we do the pay-per-view hype, but we have our main event for the night.
You like the little Stockholm Syndrome thing she's been.
Yeah. So we get to our main event, Sheamus versus Mark Henry, and this was a pretty good match.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't. I don't think we've seen him go. Well, we probably have, but not in such a showcase since SummerSlam, when basically around the time Sheamus turned face, and he was unable to take out Mark Henry, which we were against. But then Mark Henry ended up winning the World Heavyweight Championship. Whew, latter 2011.
Well, the problem with that was because they had just turned Sheamus face, and it kind of invalidated the whole thing. Like, okay, he's face now, and he lost. But this was an all-right match. Both guys looked good, and Sheamus wins with the Brogue Kick.
Plus, and also, I must mention, I look forward to Mark Henry matches these days, because, like, they always do the brilliant spot of him putting someone in a bear hug and then their Mark Henry's opponent DDTing the hell out of him. And damn, if there's one, like, very satisfying spot, in my opinion, it's like the small guy kind of, or the comparatively smaller guy DDTing this big monster and him, like, sort of crumpling. This happened twice in the match. Just proves how good of a spot it is. But yeah, Sheamus is on top. Daniel Bryan is giving him that whole slow evil applause, and Sheamus is like, "Come on, why don't you get to the ring?" He says, "Bryan, you're afraid of me. You're now you can't hide behind a referee shirt," even though he didn't on Monday, which is funny. He's gonna kick his head off in 18 seconds, and then he's going to kick his head off in another 18 seconds. And then he chants yes. He turns the tables on Daniel Bryan.
Yes, fella.
And the crowd is finally behind him now that he realizes that that's what he has to do.
Yeah.
Physical power.
This was Sorry. Yeah, this was a hang on.
Door. This was an okay match, and the Daniel Bryan was the
Sorry, I had an interruption. Yeah, it was a good go home show, I'd say.
It was all right. Yeah, can't complain about it. I will say that SmackDown is kind of getting like Raw in its structure and length of matches. I mean, beyond the main event, most of the matches were these like 2-3 minute affairs. Of course, I as a fucking certified smart, I'm gonna mark out for Antonio Cesaro's debut, and I thought that Titus O'Neil and Darren Young had a good presence, unfortunately at the expense of Yoshitatsu and Zeke. But yeah, it seems SmackDown is just dispensing with these like very small matches, especially now that Ryback's around. Nonetheless, and as a lead up to Extreme Rules, I found it a little bit more graceful than Raw.
Yeah.
Brock hype. So yeah, speaking of Extreme Rules, let's run down the card.
Yeah, let's get to that. I got that right here in front of me. Our first match is going to be the Dark Match, which will be streaming live on YouTube. Santino Marella versus The Miz for the United States title.
Which motherfuck, they promoted this. They've been promoting it since a week before this week's SmackDown.
Yeah, I got to say that they're at least they're finally realizing, hey, we could use YouTube to do some really cool shit.
But then you realize the unfortunate implications and that they're probably promoting it because it's a U.S. title match, and you realize that the U.S. title match is a dark match.
Yeah.
Did I just stamper?
Well, let's get into our predictions. I'm going to say Santino to retain.
I think The Miz might win, and that's part of the reason why they're promoting it, because they want people to watch it and they want to see it happen. And maybe this will be Miz's launching pad again. It certainly was the first time.
Could be.
Never know.
So, Allie, your prediction on Santino versus Miz?
My mistake.
Opinion.
Do you have an actual opinion, or are you just going to say opinion?
Opinion.
Okay, Allie,
I think The Miz is actually going to take it.
Wait, what?
I actually do think The Miz is going to take it this time.
All right, Mega, what about you?
Yeah, I'm going to have to say The Miz. As much as Santino as U.S. champion is doing pretty good, I feel like this might give Miz a fresh bit of a refresh just to get him back up there.
All right. Anyways, next up is Nikki Bella versus Beth Phoenix for the Divas title. This is a rematch from Raw. And I'm going to say they're probably going to leave it to Nikki, and they're going to have Karma interfere at the end, like, I'm back, and I'm going to kick your ass tomorrow night.
And she'll basically kill Nikki.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say Karma attacks at the end, too.
Opinion. I agree.
All right, and up next is Big Show versus Cody Rhodes for the Intercontinental title. I'm gonna say Big Show retains.
Yeah, me too.
Because again, they don't usually give a guy a belt just to have the other guy get it back a month later.
Well, they give a guy a belt to just have the other guy lose it 5 days later. Last year at Extreme Rules.
Yeah, Big Show's probably gonna retain.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know what they're gonna be doing with Cody Rhodes at this point. Whatever it is, I mean, fuck, maybe he'll start challenging for the World Heavyweight title. You never know.
Yep.
Like he might go back to his dashing gimmick and suggest that Sheamus get a tan or something. I don't fucking know. Whatever happens, I hope Cody gets some good treatment after this. What does everyone else think?
Allie?
Insert quarter.
Yeah, hold on, I got one.
Mega.
I'm working on it.
Wait, what?
What's your opinion on Big Show versus Cody Rhodes?
I think Big Show's going to go over this time because I think Cody Rhodes is on a downward spiral.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that sucks. They give him the figure 4, though.
And,
Thing?
Woo.
And, oh, actually, I forgot to mention, because this just popped up on the screen, there is no noted stipulation right now. Apparently, they're going to spin the Raw roulette to find out what the stipulation is.
Oh.
So why don't we take a guess?
Raw.
Will be.
All right.
I'm going to say tables match.
I'm going to say cage match.
I'll actually agree with tables match. It's something that they really don't have to go out of their way to do. But then again, Allie, you do have a point. Like Cody Rhodes has kind of been ducking Big Show this entire time.
No running there.
Blast from the past.
How does that work? You're just fixing that because it makes the least sense.
They have Cody Rhodes.
Of course it makes sense.
They have Big Show dresses Ricky Steamboat and Cody Rhodes dresses Savage.
Insert quarter.
Anyone got change for $10?
No.
Let's move on. Our next match, unfortunately, is Randy Orton versus Kane in a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Like I said, I'm sure it'll be better than the WrestleMania match, and I'm sure Randy Orton's going to win.
Yeah, I'm going with Orton as well.
nowhere goes this angle with Kane. Who cares? Yeah. Orton's gonna win. Everyone else?
I probably think he's going to, since I don't know why the fuck he lost at WrestleMania in the first place.
Because they hate us.
I'm gonna have to go for Orton.
Our next match is WWE Champion CM Punk versus Chris Jericho in a Chicago street fight.
Why is it a Chicago street fight?
Because they're in Chicago. And
So
I know
it's just a street fight.
And I know
dear God, I didn't like.
We covered this last week.
I know we did, but it's.
I don't watch our shit.
I know CM Punk's going to be cheered the fuck out of, but you guys know what happens when they're in their hometown, right?
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm picking Chris Jericho to win. Because they're probably going to put the belt on him for a couple months.
Oh.
I mean, we're going with the Digifox answer here.
I know everyone is probably thinking like, oh, he went over at Money in the Bank. That was in Chicago. That was a special case.
Yeah, that was a very special case.
I'm thinking frickish Shield champion for a couple months.
Yeah, they'll probably give Jericho the belt.
I mean, hell, I don't have actually, forget I fucking groaned. I don't have a problem with Jericho being champion and as a heel at all.
So, I guess we're all going with the Digifox answer on this one.
Chris Jericho.
Even though on my pick'em thing it says I pegged down CM Punk to win.
You know that it's been 10 years since he's been WWE champion?
Fuck you, me.
That's just kind of weird to know.
Yeah. Are you guys going to talk about Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan?
I wanted to talk about this for a while. Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan, 2 out of 3 falls for the World Heavyweight title.
You guys realize that'll probably open the show, right?
Oh, no, I don't think they do that because...
They'll do that. That's going to happen.
Well, I know they did that at WrestleMania, but WrestleMania has fucked up logic.
Shut up, Tifus. I don't care if you're right. Basically, who do you predict is going to be the Order of the Falls? Oh my God, my bar looks.
I'm guessing Sheamus is gonna win the first fall with a brogue kick. Daniel Bryan's gonna tap him out next to the yes lock, and then they'll probably do a really big teaser for the last one, and finally he'll win with the Celtic Cross Powerbomb.
Okay, yeah, I'll take or the white noise.
Oh yeah.
But either way, I think it'll go the other. Like Daniel Bryan will get the first fall, then Sheamus. And again, I hope they give this the time that it needs. Unless like, I don't know, like maybe Daniel Bryan, if they do make it a 36-second match, maybe Daniel Bryan will become even more of a martyr. But I want to see these two wrestle. My God, I just want to. Ugh, it's 2 out of 3 falls.
All right, what about the rest of you?
Begs for 30 minutes.
Well, you guys are making it really boring by having my opinion on everything, so I'm going to change mine. I expect Sheamus to kick him in the face, pin him, lift him up, kick him in the face, and win.
Sheamus, Bryan.
You think Daniel Bryan's going to win the title?
I have hope.
Oh yeah, we have not discussed the X Factor.
Oh yeah, AJ.
I think that she's probably going to go crazy.
Yeah, she probably will come down and she'll like maybe cost Bryan the match. Like I can actually picture it. Daniel Bryan maybe going for a brogue kick of his own, setting up for it. Then AJ just gets on the turnbuckle and distracts him.
I don't know, like.
To be honest, with her Stockholm Syndrome thing, I think she's going to do it to Sheamus.
Yeah. Like,
go full heel.
That seems like more of a possibility, but like, will that be for an earlier fall, or will that allow him the title win?
I don't know yet, but either or, I think it's still going to happen.
Could happen. Yeah. Like, she could low blow or slap either one of them, and I guess the finish will hinge on that. That's my prediction. That.
Mega Fighter, did you go yet?
I said Sheamus, Bryan.
Oh, okay. So I guess all that's left is the one match nobody cares about: John Cena versus Brock Lesnar in an Extreme Rules match.
I hope they pull out all the stops. Taron H wrote a bunch of different possibilities for this angle. He's quite excited for it. I'm not as excited, but read them. They're quite good.
Yeah, this match could be good, but it could be bad. But I'm gonna
know-
predict. I'm gonna predict Brock Lesnar to go over because honestly, that would make sense. He's the new acquisition. They want to put him over.
They brought him back, and if they made him lose his first match, it's going to be the stupidest fucking idea I've ever heard. I came back to job.
Not to mention that they're really trying to put over this John Cena losing streak. Bullshit.
Yeah. I predict Brock Lesnar is going to win. Also, I hope they make something good of this. We shall see.
All right, Mega.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be Lesnar.
Okay, now that we've all said that, it's going to be Cena. But I guess that'll do it. But let's finish it up with the game of what gets more screen time than John Morrison. I'll go. The dancing Lesnar fan gets more screen time than John Morrison.
Oh yeah. Wait, dancing Lesnar fan?
Well, he was doing his kind of that pose he does where he jumps up and down.
Let's see. The WWE having no economy for this Brock Lesnar hype gets more screen time than Johnny Nitro.
Oh God.
There's so many to choose from.
Teddy's very tiny table of crippling shame gets more screen time than Johnny Nitro.
Hold on, let me think. Jeff Hardy getting squashed gets more screen time than Johnny Spade.
Well, to be honest, it's more Hurricane's 1 second clip.
Yeah. It's too bad they didn't have a clip of him destroying John Morrison.
Then he would have gotten screen time.
Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe to us on Blip TV or YouTube to keep up to date with all our videos. You can also like us on Facebook. Leave a comment there if you so desire. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at DarkMatch Wrestling. You can also follow each of us individually on Twitter. Don't forget to check out TRE Productions, where all our videos are, plus lots of other great content. We're also on Reviewtopia in the community section. And last but not least, visit us at the Spoonie Experiment forums and come chat with us. We also do live streams now. You can come hang out with us and watch Raw, SmackDown, Impact, and maybe pay-per-views if we decide to do them. That's going to do it for Dark Match this week. I am your Foxy friend Backlash.
Make a fire free.
I'm Christopher Viz.
Shit.
And he's Allie. Good night, good luck.